Cornbread Man Morning Show is brought to you by Mammoth Nation. Mammoth Nation, great American company representing many America First companies. Use a QR code, join today, and support these great companies for as little as $5 a month. You're going to get that savings back and much more by using Mammoth Nation. Patriot Mobile, love these folks. Make the switch today. Great customer service, America-based, Texas-based, not farmed out around the world. Very affordable. Uses 3 major networks, cell tower networks. You can switch between the 3 as you move around. They have great deals, great customer service. They have a great love for the country. Patriot Mobile. Use that promo code Cornbread. W Energy Drink, promo code Southern Fried. Get 10% off, and you're going to get a heck of a lot more than that. No crashes, no shakes, no sugar added. We love Dubby. I use it often in the studio, and it keeps me humming along. I love the different flavors they have. They've got a new flavor out. I'm going to have to try it. In fact, they've got a buy one tub, get one free right now. And so for the price of one, you get 2. That's a good deal. Lasts you a long time. As there's quite a few servings in each one. Also great merch items. Podbean, which we air out live and also recorded, sends off to our other MP3 sites. Podbean, become a podcaster. Use that top one if you're an individual. Bottom is a business plan. It's a great platform. Was introduced to it many years ago. Appreciate those folks very much. Love the service. We talk to people all over the world on our MP3 side, and we're excited to do so. Podbean, an affiliate of the Southern Fried Podcast. And yes, have our coffees. Our coffees we're excited about. Let me get that pulled up. I pulled the wrong one up. There we go. We got our coffees. That was actually the promo I was going to pull up for that. Just wanted to give you this, the QR code. I have in the house blend right now. Fixing to unseal that. I can smell it sitting on my desk. I was finishing up another pack. And I have had all of those blends that are on the screen. There are many more. Get your own Southern Fried Podcast coffees today. Continental United States. The shipping is included. I always hate that when I go to pay for an item and the shipping is sticker shock. You won't get that with this. We made sure that was not the case. And finally, a new affiliate, Payworld. If you have a business, doesn't matter the size, as long as you have a tax ID number or an EIN number, you can use Payworld. They will help you with all your financial needs, deals, subscriptions, recurring payments, very affordable. Payworld. They also link up really well with Shopify. If you have a Shopify account, use a promo code Cornbread. Thanks for your support of the Southern Fried Podcast and the Cornbread Nation. Hey, we're glad to be here. Good morning to you. Dave this morning on this Tuesday, Cornbread Man Morning Show, and excited to be here. Got the coffee going. I've already went through the first cup. I've been up podcasting, and now the second cup. I hope you're doing well this morning. Thank you for those that are already in the channel. We appreciate you today. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Massive storms swept across our region last night. I'm glad we didn't get washed away or any kind of trees falling. It was massive storms. I delayed coming in the stream because of it. Lightning was really bad. Heavy thunder. Heavy rain. So some of the heaviest rain I've heard here in a while. I didn't see it because I was inside the studio, but hearing it. And we just battened down the hatches, as they say, and stayed inside. I hope that you survive that. Some places may need some rain. We were a little dry ourselves. The yard will sprout up now. I'm going to tell you, that was a massive dose of rain that we got yesterday. And so we hope that maybe you get some rain today. Not storms, though. Birthdays this morning. Quite a few this morning I wanted to represent this morning. There's only 365. A lot of people are born on each day, but there's some that stand out. Selena Gomez, remember her, pop singer, 32 today. Happy birthday to you. Prince George of Wales, he's fun to watch. I like that little guy. He's 11 today. He's growing up fast. Hard to believe. Time just flies by, does it not? David Spade, funny guy, 60 years old today. So we are the same age, me and David Spade. I'm just a little bit older than him. Shawn Michaels, wrestler. Some of you wrestling fans, 59 today. He's almost my age. 59 today. William DeVoe, another actor I really like, 69 years old today. Happy birthday to you. The late, great Bobby Sherman, pop singer, died this year. Matter of fact, was born on this day. Happy birthday to you. Alex Trebek, Sally lost 5 years ago. Was born on this date in 1940. A lot of people enjoyed watching him for decades on that game show. A couple of more here. Keith Sweat, 63 years old today, R&B singer. And Ezekiel Elliott, Ohio State, Dallas Cowboy, among some other teams. God, it seems like he's been around forever. Happy birthday to you. He's 29 years old. Boy, he got used up pretty quick, didn't he? He's still playing, but you would have thought he was older than that. The great Danny Glover, 78 years old today. Like several of his movies, of course, the Lethal Weapon series. I like his, not always like his politics, but I do like him as an actor. 78 years old today. So happy birthday to everyone. If it's your birthday today, we give you a shout out today and say happy birthday. Enjoy your day. It's going to be a great day. Awesome. Good morning to you, Michael. Said we got our tail whipped last night until after midnight. Well, I want to tell you, if it hadn't got a little better, I wasn't going to come to the stream. I was afraid it would. It seemed like I was pretty stable. I was watching and doing things behind the scenes, which I'm thankful for. I was really stable. Kudos to the Wi-Fi folks. Sometimes that's not the case, but it held pretty well. But I was afraid it would become a distraction. So I said, I'm going to wait. I had a phone call with my son, very important phone call. So I was already late anyway. He called right as we were going live. I mean, as the music is going up, I'm getting this phone call, so I have to kind of take those when they come in. And needed to do that. And, then the storm hit. I mean, right as I was talking to him, it just unleashed. In fact, I gave my phone to my granddaughter to carry up to her, that phone call up to her. And right after she got up there, it let go. So I didn't get my phone back. I wouldn't expect her to bring it back. It was coming down. These summer storms like that, they're really hardcore and heavy. You know how it is. Hey, Bible verse of today, something I wanted to do, but been wanting to do. Bible verse today, King James Version, Isaiah 44:3. I love this verse. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty and floods upon the dry ground. Kind of fits what we was mentioning. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessing upon thine offspring. Bible verse of the day. Get started with the word. And let's pray for the nation today. Pray for each other. Let's go to work today, and got a lot going on there. Was busy yesterday. I was out Friday, so I had a lot going on. We're working on some big news. In fact, I was busy in the studio last night, updating several things, and one of those is some news that we're soon to announce. If you're not a follower of the Breadhead newsletter, get us your email. Just email us at Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. It's free. We won't overload your inbox. We'll be announcing it there first to all the Breadhead followers who we have their email shortly thereafter, a day later, on the shows. So got big news going on with that. Looking forward to some big news from us, and we're trying very hard every day. We got some things to get took care of first. In fact, this morning, developer was emailing me back telling me a couple things that I needed as we move forward. So that's something I've been working on. Been a little bit behind on it with everything else going on, festival, traveling, other things going on. And we were trying to wrap up getting the coffees all set. And we're still updating there. Should have a TikTok shop coming online with our Shopify account soon. I'm finishing up that. So there's a lot of things going on with Southern Fried. So we probably will just slow down and maintain. Although there are 2 new shows coming. History show. I want to get that started this week. I am so excited about this. I'm trying to work on getting a true historian to come in part of the time, but I've got a lot of friends, and we're going to cover a lot about local war between the states history. We'll get some video pictures, things like that as well. Also a music show, kind of a music talk show. There'll be some music in it. Some of our no, I'm glad you stopped in, Michael. Good morning to you. Going to have some music. We're going to talk some music. I got the first show already planned. Southern Fried Soundstage. And if you are a musician, though, and would like to play original music, your music, you want it, get in touch with me. It could be a cappella, it could be guitar, piano, something like that. So, but we can make that a part of the show. But we're going to also talk about music, albums, music history, current events, different things, all related to music. Of course, I'm an old soul of music. I have a lot of different types of music that I like. It can cover a pretty wide spectrum. May not cover it all. I'll cover most of it. So we want to highlight those that are, fairly well known. We want to go obscure. I know people are always looking for this, the next and greatest. I've been there. Nobody knows about this band but me. That doesn't last long. Or either they quit, they fold up tent, or then within 6 months everybody knows them. I never did it for that reason. I've been on the early days of some bands, but some never made it. They were very popular. Songs on the radio even. I got to go to some album release parties and stuff. Thankful. And I didn't know anybody. I just reached out and was trying to support some bands before. So I've met a few. There's some great local history with that, even here where I live. Some people involved with some very big bands. They do their own show here. Fascinating to listen to. They helped manage some of the biggest bands in the world. Certainly not competing with them. I don't have that kind of information. But from a pure fan standpoint, we talk about things that go on with bands. That's nothing wrong with that. That's what we do. And looking and talking about those things. First band up, Def Leppard. Band I'm very familiar with, followed for a long time. We're going to talk about that. There'll be news about that. Hopefully will be released on Saturday night. Wanted to do this last Saturday, but the festival coming up just could not quite make that happen. Sometimes you got to rest, I mean, a lot of time spent in the studio sometimes, and I got a family and other things going on, but I'm not complaining. We're passionate about what we do. I think I was in the studio last night for 5 hours. I started falling asleep. I'm like, whoop, end of the night. Let's go up. And ready to go again. So we'll probably spend another 3 or 4 right here tonight, plus this morning's time. So trying to get everything done. We got a racing show to get in and a sports show. Got to get those ready and going. And I was working on the racing show. Boy, there's a lot of information coming out about racing. Speaking of news, what about, Hunter Biden? I'm not going to dive deep. We'll do a deeper dive tonight on probably a MAGA report. I just into the particular specifics. I don't want to get into all of that, but I just want to say 2 things. One is that he continues to be an embarrassment to his family. He thinks he's helping Pops. He's burying Pops. He's trying to defend, and he is absolutely making him look worse. This guy is a loser, and we know it. He tries to make himself feel like, the victim, and he knows his past is ugly. And, again, I'm always for redemption and everything, but this guy comes out, and he's not changed any one way, one iota. He's still the same old Hunter Biden. And he comes out and he buries his dad with that Ambien remark. Oh, boy. Representative Comer, Republican from Kentucky, said, we want to talk about that. Thank you for the information. We didn't know that. And we'd like to know more about it. Was it a one-time thing? Or was it all the time? That is a Schedule 4 narcotic. You said he was worn out, 81 years old. Thanks for admitting that he was washed up and worn out. Couldn't get no sleep, so they gave him some for sleep. So, oh, the hunter comes out to defend his dad and say he couldn't help it. Yeah, we know it was a horrible debate. He was a deer in the headlights. He took an Ambien. They gave him one. Well, that really throws some muddy water on the whole thing. I know I haven't had a chance yet, Michael. I've seen him there, but he is pathetic, and yes, he is stupid. I normally don't call too many people that, but he is. The only thing that would have made this interview better, it was two interviews, actually two sets of interviews. It's clown show, both of them, honestly. Clown show. He's a clown show. And what I was going to say is always somebody connected to a president makes him look stupid. And it happens on both sides. It happens on both sides. It's just that usually the Democrats have one that's more of a clown. But all presidents have somebody that is inept and is an embarrassment to them. And they're always causing stories. But this guy, he may be leading the pack. By the time he's done, history will record he is probably the one that's made the president. I don't say probably. I think he is criminal and just overall a clown show. Stupid that he gets up and he shares this information and he buries his. There's legalities here. There is the auto pen and what was going on with that, and his very own pardon himself. The pardon that he got. He could be opening himself up for a lot of legalities that he's not going to like if they can remove that pardon. And I think there's probably going to be a pretty good attempt to do that because it's obvious the president was compromised and he was not even using it. Others were, meaning the auto pen, and bad things are going to happen with that. And what I was going to say, there's only one thing that would have made the interview better. And I mean better by being just worse for them, is if he had mentioned that him and Pops was their baggie. If he had mentioned that, they might have put some attention on him, the wrong kind from the left side. And you know what I mean? People disappear all the time. And he might have been found in Central Park or something. You know they've got to be just shaking their head. Jill Biden, who can't stand him. There's no doubt she can't stand this guy. Tolerates him, can't stand him. Look, I remember that night he was up there wiping his bump off his nose, and I think hitting a bump. You could tell she does not have anything to do with that guy. And this guy comes out. He can't even defend him right. And he comes out and buries him. And there's many other things that we'll get into tonight, but. And he also he could be painting up his physical that he took. He could be showing that as being compromised because Ambien is not listed in that February 2024 physical. So he could be opening himself the whole thing up to a lot of stuff and implicating a lot of people. A lot of people that already are probably a little bit nervous about what's going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. All the money's drawn up. The Obamas, I mean, all this free money they had, all this free money that they had is starting to dry up. That's what I'm saying. He don't shut that mouth, and all these people are worried about, because they're afraid of the president. They're afraid that he would do it where others would cave and never do nothing like that. If he can get a path forward to get, bring charges against these people, get those pardons lifted off of them, there might be some perp walks going on. I'd give $10 towards a perp walk, if they needed some donations. I'd love to see that guy perp walk. I mean, he has harmed our country in massive amounts of ways, all for gain, sold out the country and put us in the right smack dab really in the middle of Ukraine. And he's a punk. I mean, he deserves to be charged just for being a lousy dad, not recognizing his daughter, Navy. Bless that little girl's heart. You know, she's beautiful. I don't care how and how she came to be. She's a life you helped produce into this world, bub. How about quit interviewing so much and go? Yeah, I mean, I know he hasn't done it till recently, but how about go take care of your daughter? You know, well, probably not. I mean, the way I understood it, Joe was there was a lot of canceled interviews, a lot of canceled public meetings for him, especially the last year of the presidency, because he just couldn't stay up. That's what sources say, that the staff was continually having to reschedule meetings, cancel meetings. They did as much early in the day as they could because after that, and this is when he's at the office. How many days was he sitting on the beach eating ice cream? The guy was continually on vacation because they had to rest him. He was so worn out. Yeah, you're right. That's the one thing he was right on. He was worn out because he had medical issues. His age was showing. He was not able to conduct himself in any kind of presidential way. I mean, he just couldn't keep up with the pace of it. And no matter who you are, I've said this before, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you come from. That is a demanding job. That job is scripted out so much. The president don't just get to hang out and go do whatever he wants to do. Their whole days, a lot of it is and it starts early. Those briefings from Homeland Security and intelligence report, the Situation Room, those start early every day. They get a briefing on what threats are out there for the United States on that day. And then there's just all the different official meetings, dinners, travels, receptions of honor, and all those things, dignitaries. It is a very demanding job, and every president ages while they're in there for those. If it's 4 years or 8, doesn't matter. They come out looking quite different than they did going in. I will say President Trump has held on, and it did affect him. He has changed, and he's gotten older, and the strain, but he handles it pretty well. Although he is having some health issues. I mean, he is, having some issues. People wanted to bring up his hands, and he's had some bruising, and his feet swelled, and a lot of Americans at that age could say amen, but they're treating it. They're trying to act like he's incapacitated, like Biden. Come on. You know what? He at that age, anybody would be having some sort of issues, and so as long as that's between him and his doctor. As long as he is capable of doing the job, and he can do the job. Joe Biden was incapable of doing the job physically, from a mental acuity standpoint, from the physical attributes. He couldn't keep up with the demands of that job. And we everybody said he wasn't running anyway. He was a figurehead, but even still, he had to be certain places. It got so bad he couldn't be there. I don't know if it's true or not. If you can believe Alex Jones, and he sometimes has some neat insight, but it's absolutely horrid, the thought that Joe would, and people with mental issues sometimes do this. They're always searching for home, and it's a horrible disease to have dementia or Alzheimer's, and whatever level of whatever he has, it's obvious he's compromised. They say he would roam the halls, and sometimes he wouldn't have any clothes on. I mean, they were moving around trying to get clothes on him, and he would have quote unquote explosive diarrhea. I mean, I'd hate to have the job. I mean, it's sad, but that's that's, that happens, and if you're a caretaker for somebody or have been, you know how hard that is. That's a tough job, and somebody had to do it. Joe was just not able to. There are times he did better than others. Yeah, well, he was the big guy. Uh, he was the big guy. Hunter is going to his when his when Joe is gone. We all leave when Joe is gone. Things are going to go very bad for Hunter. I mean, very bad. He's already is not good. Joe won't be there to run interference for him. Jill could care less. And this guy's going to, I mean, this guy's going to, he talked about all those people doing those jobs. He may be doing some of those jobs. He'll never be able to keep up with his child support that he's going to have to pay. I mean, this guy's not bankable. He's not, he has, I mean, think about it. What is this guy going to do in the future? Nobody, he's a cancer now. Nobody wants to be around him now that he's running that mouth. They're afraid of what he might say. He's always been an embarrassment, always done the wrong thing, always getting in trouble. Embarrassment to them. Should be in jail, really. When Joe is gone, and maybe his uncle, who probably, you know, some people, some families are built just a little different. They might look at a nephew and go, "That's your kid, not mine." I don't know. I don't know how James Biden figures into this, but Hunter's going to end up very bad. He's going to end up very broke. He probably doesn't have a whole lot of money now. That's why he's trying to get his name out there, and he'll for certain sell anything he can get of value. And this guy will write the tell-all books of tell-all books. He'll do anything for money right now. I truly believe that. And in the end, he's going to use all this money up. He's going to have nothing. This guy will have nothing, absolutely nothing. He'll be a beggar. This guy will be, he'll be out trying to sell a book, sitting in front of a Walmart or something in the next decade. This guy's a loser. We all know why he was getting the money was for his artwork, and it's all going to dry up. There's going to be nothing left for this guy. It's going to be skid row for him. Nobody who would want to take him in. Who would want to help him? Well, yeah, I mean, he just shows himself for what he is, Michael. I mean, that's who this guy is. And I mean, he's a massive failure. And listen, we've all had kids mess up. I got kids that's messed up, and I'm not hid that. And so from that standpoint, I can feel, bad for him that way. But but was he enabling that? I mean, he was allowing Hunter to be the front for this, for the money rolling in. Nobody stood up, protested against that. They all knew what he was, but he's kind of, they've got issues in that family. So from a dad standpoint, I certainly can empathize. But at the same time, what kind of a dad were you? And we see things that have happened, and we kind of know the story here, and we don't know all of it. We know a lot of it, and he's enabled. I mean, he's helped to enable that. And I just saw the snippet of an article, and as my heart goes out to kids that are stuck in situations, unless you're this guy that resigned over this, getting caught at Coldplay with his with his HR girlfriend. I felt bad for the kids. There is a daughter. Apparently, she's starting an OnlyFans. My God, what kind of family we got going on here? I mean, she's going to dive in and get her 15 minutes of fame. That's what I saw. I didn't read the whole article, but are you kidding me? You get what you get. My gosh. I tell you, it's what a time we live in with all the things that people do to promote themselves to try to make money. And just I'm sitting there going, why would you do that? Why would you present yourself like that before the world? And I feel bad sometimes for parents, but maybe the parents have been enablers to stuff like that. Who knows? But I I will always support my kids. I will never support their sin. I will never help prop up their sin, purchase their sin, or anything like that. I will love them as a parent and always be there for them, pray for them, and will always have food on the table for them and a place to lay their head. That's my kiddo. But at the same time, they got to stand up and be men. In this case, men, and do the duty and do what they've been taught to do and mature up. So we will not enable those things. Who is she, Michael? Who is she? I just want to make sure I'm clear on that when you say it. He, she, they, them. I just want to make sure who is she in that comment. But yeah, these users, uh, manipulators, just this slush fund. Oh, the woman at the concert. Well, like I said, if you're that involved and you know what's going on, then whatever. But it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing for men. Speaking as a man, uh, I know he's not going to the first, won't be the last, but it's an embarrassment to men. It makes us all look bad when we don't all do that. And men are constantly under attack. Fathers constantly under attack. Uh, in media, they truly try to, tear down the role of a husband, a father, and males in general. And then this guy goes out and being stupid. I mean, you're really stupid. He deserves the shaking down that's coming his way. But but usually the kids they don't know what's going on, and if she's that kind of girl, that's sad. That's sad. It's just what's going on behind the door, we don't know, but he gets what he gets, and that's just the way it's going to be for him. So yeah, Hunter is out there on the front lines defending his dad. I got you back, Dad. Don't worry. I'm here now. He's like Mark, a little bit different than Michael Corleone. Remember Michael Corleone, the Godfather? They're coming for him. They've already come for him once, coming for him again. Michael says, I'm with you now. I'm here, Pops. I'm with you now. And he eventually becomes the Don, the leader of the family, of the crime syndicate. Hunter's that way. I'm with you, Pops. I'm here. Don't worry. I got you back. I'm ready to take over and lead this family. I'll make sure the money still comes in. Just hang on. Don't die on me. Hang on. We got more money we can get. Just let me work out some deals, big guy. I'm with you, Pops. Oh. Well, yeah. Well, however it happened, there's been conspiracy theories related to that. Whether it was pure lone coincidence or somebody said, hey, put the camera up there with a light and hold it there. I don't know it. But the look on their faces said everybody needed to know about that or was thinking. They removed all doubt with their actions, like a bunch of roaches. Lights come on, they flee. Oh my goodness! It's just dumb, absolutely dumb. And if you're going to be married, be married. Be true to. If you're not going to be true, then don't get married. You know what? If that's just dumb. But there's a lot of sin in the world related to that. There's a lot of it going on, and not just from the male side. It happens. You know, I remember it's pretty revealing. The great Eddie Van Halen, his wife Valerie Bertinelli, famous in her own right. She come out and said later their marriage became a disaster. Many affairs. In fact, she said I had the first one that she knew of. I don't know what he was doing with groupies, but she admitted that. So, it flows both ways. Especially in the entertainment world. Roger Daltrey of the Who fame said that his wife was in theater. She understood it and always said, when you're on the road, it's understood what you're going to do. Just don't bring nothing home to me. That's the way they live their life. So it was game on. Why not just travel with your husband? She didn't want to go. Stay home. Have fun. Let the checks keep coming. I'll see you get back. Don't bring nothing home you shouldn't. And we'll just keep on going. Oh, my gosh. I'm glad I wasn't raised in something like that. Or Richard Pryor. His mom was selling herself. He heard and saw all those things. I'm sure quite messed him up. Funny guy, but really was messed up because of that. I mean, how could you not be? That's your mom, right? That's sad. And that's happened a lot. The president's kicking the Wall Street Journal off the press pool of the plane of the Air Force One. You will not go to Scotland. You will not come to my golf courses and cover me as part of the official White House press pool. You will not be there when I meet with the British Prime Minister Starmer, because you're not going on the plane. You're out. A war erupting over the Epstein story. Lead article on Newsmax. It just won't go away. So what do they do? They released 240,000 pages of MLK paperwork. That's great. It'll take a little time to sift through all that. The MLK family wanting, be respectful with it. There's probably going to be some embarrassing things, some skeletons that he was being watched. No telling what things they picked up on. Nobody's perfect. There was only one perfect one, and that's the only one. So men have, things in their life, and no matter their greatness, they still have those things there. And so there may be that. But it's awful funny to me they released the 240,000 documents right at the time, at the very peak, the pinnacle of Epstein's story, not being very good for the president right now, wanting more information, wanting to know what's going on. Now, I don't know any details. A lot of people seem to think they know a lot about this, who exactly is doing what. I don't think there's anybody that knows exactly. Did everybody that go to the island do the dirty things? I don't know. Maybe, possibly. Or flew on the planes or whatever. I don't know. I was not there. Don't know if there's any evidence of that other than the flight logs. But whatever's there absolutely wants to be released. And whoever it implicates, no matter where it goes, doesn't matter, but including the president. But I don't care, because if you did that, you deserve to pay dearly for it. But he says he's innocent. Dershowitz said he's innocent. And they are calling for Ms. Lane to come out and address Congress. I would like to see it. What does she know? I mean, she was the person who was she was the getter. I mean, she went and got these people. She signed all the deals, paid all the money. I think it would be interesting to know what she has to say. She's probably angling for a deal, but can she live long enough to do that deal? But it is a little bit interesting to me, the timing. I've always said the timing of things, they get your attention going another direction. I think they did this to soften the blow. Release it now. Soften the blow of this pushback about the Epstein's information. I don't think that's going to work. I think it's going to continue to intensify, because this is one of the things that he ran on. you know, transparency, getting this information out. Whether he said it specifically or not, he has mentioned it, and they bragged about having it on the desk ready to go. Well, let's get the information out. So they released MOK paperwork instead. I don't know. Coincidence? Possibly. Probable? No. Something Billy Graham said he did was he had his people go with him in the motel room. Oh, well, I mean, that's what happens. I mean, you have to be careful. There's always a setup. Doesn't take a lot of money, and men fall for it all the time. You know, I did like Mike Pence. I thought I could. I didn't know a lot about him, but you know, he said the right things early on. And even though I don't care for what he's done, how he's done it, I do appreciate one thing he says. I can find something about most people that I like, at least one thing. And I do like that he was very careful with. He made sure that he was never in his life, alone with women he shouldn't be alone with. He would always have someone there as a witness, because you never know. You never know who's going to accuse you of something. And men, especially men, should not put themselves in bad situations with other people's kids and everything. Always have, especially for females, young ladies, have a matron there. I've said this often. Some that even have adopted me as a grandfather, I always tell them, listen, this would probably be fine, but I have a standing rule. You can't without the matron. You have to have the matron. And once we have that, then absolutely you can come back and play and whatever. But, I just think it's wisdom. And that was very wise of him to do that. Well, if Mike Flynn says it, then, he's pretty much always in the know. I mean, let's face it. I'm sure that word got out. We're on the QT. This guy's going to be gone. They might not even said how. And if you play ball, we'll protect you. But if you don't, you'll sink with it. I mean, that's kind of the way it comes, right? When there's a coup, let's face it. They wanted to damage him so that he could supposedly never run again. Or force him in. You're not going to force him anything, but maybe they thought we can force him into never running again. Of course, that didn't work. They tried to sue him to death. But that's the way it is. Somebody comes to you on the quiet and says, I never said this, but you might want to distance yourself from this person, in this case, the president. We need to know where you stand, because when we move, and this conversation never happened, we'll lie about it. You say anything about it. But you have an opportunity. We're not after you. We're after him. I'm sure conversations were had like that. And he might have said, well, what you got in mind? I don't like the guy. I don't know. It was obvious they didn't get along. Very obvious. Much different now with J.D. Vance. But it was very obvious. And a lot of times that happens. A president and vice president are not close. And let's face it, the only reason a vice president is ever selected is because they feel like they can help them get the votes they need to get over the top. Most presidents and vice presidents, Joe and Barry Soetoro, they weren't close, right? Barry Soetoro was not close with Joe. In fact, he had negative things to say about Joe. Never underestimate Joe's ability to what? Things up. Yeah. They weren't friends, It's just that way. It's just an agreement. It's like the Clinton marriage. They weren't friends either. Friendly enough to produce an offspring that they can't deny, especially Hillary. Oh, she looks just like her. But certainly not friendly. An arranged marriage. Supposedly Tulsa's going to drop some more documents as soon as she goes through some more. possibly this week. Which documents? Still related to MLK or others? You know, I get this in one way, this going through the documents, but JFK, RFK, MLK, all those cases, all those deals are so long ago. Why do we got to review them anyway? Why don't we just release them? Obama, well, why don't we just release them? If it's a little closer, I get you don't want to out spies and names that might have popped up in some official documentation that could be dangerous to people's lives. Those kind of things you have to redact, at least the name. But the coup against Trump. But even in that, well, I want to see it. I'm hearing a lot of chatter. I think we're pretty clear on what happened. But again, we go back to can you prove it? Or is it just things that were mentioned? There's no smoking gun, as they say. If you have that, then fine, then let's go. But if not, but just release it anyway and say, this is what we got. Y'all read it and tell us what you think. So I don't know. I would like to, I just want to see transparency. I want to see people, if there is criminality, prosecution, charges brought, they have their day in court. And if they're clear, they're clear. And if that's all there is, then that's all there is. You're never going to convince the people anyway. They're always going to say, well, they held back something or whatever. So if you release enough of it, it was damaging enough. Most people would probably go with, well, they probably released just about everything. If it really did hurt people, So I'm for that. I'm for just getting the information out there, and then let the chips fall where they may, as we say. Absolutely, whatever happens, happens. But we got to cleanse the nation from this stain that's on it, from these things. Let's move on. We're not bringing them back. Let's move forward. So we got it. We got to have a cleansing. Got to have some sin revealed, maybe some criminal actions revealed, and let's get it done and move on. I get that. But I'm just saying, if you're not careful, because here we are this far in, if you're not careful, then people, they theorize that you're hiding something. I get it. I believe they have moved too fast in many areas in this administration. But in some things, they have not moved quick enough, and they need to move a little quicker. So I would just say that. Let's just get it out there. Let the American people see it. I try to go read some stuff when it's released. It's working man with all that I got going on. It's kind of hard to read. I promise you, I'm not looking at 240,000 documents. Make it searchable, And if you have hundreds of thousands of people, maybe even a few million, look at these documents, and then of course the use of AI. AI can go through all that within seconds, put up an outline of the things that you want to know about, and it's done. So today it's easier to do those things than it has been in times past. But let's get the information out there for all to see and redact as little as you can, because that always causes controversy. Those first documents they released, they were so redacted, you couldn't even really read them. Horrible. They need to do a better job. It's between red lights. Well, no, I'm supposed to be paying attention to the road. Oh my goodness. I seen this person going down the road one time. I don't know if they were a lawyer or just headed to court. It looked like official documents. and they were riding down the road and they had something opened up in front of them, and they're picking up documents and reading them and trying to file them away. It looked like they were headed to court. Right as they ride down the road, I think they were steering with their knees. I would see both, and they're looking at these documents, trying to get them in a form. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what in the world? Pull over, dude. That's worse than eating a hamburger or putting makeup on. I don't even know how they saw the road. Multitasking at its worst. Oh, my goodness. The things you see on the highway. Oh, my goodness. Well, have a great day. We'll be getting off here in a minute. Going to work, and we'll be on tonight, like I said. I think tonight is Racing and Sports Show. We'll probably have a third show as well. Wednesday, back together with Rob for the morning show and the Hump Day views and the vent. Get you a Rumble. Get the Rumble app now. Be ready for that. And go premium if you can. For the vent, especially. And then the rest of the week, we've got a Thursday morning Patriot Morning Show, if all goes well. Cornbread Nation show at 8 o'clock. Always have fun with that. And some others as we head back into the weekend. And we hit our weekend shows. And like I said, be looking for 2 new shows. They're going to come on board pretty quick. Again, I want to say appreciate Killer Carl over on Rumble's channel for having us up Saturday night. Enjoyed myself there with James at Empty Pockets. I went into his live last night. He was having Rumble issues and was leaving. That's right, Steve. Rumble. Woohoo. So I go into James's live, and Big Tony says, well, he's fixing to leave. He's had some Rumble problems. I'm like, okay. So I commented a little bit, and then he even had trouble ending the stream. You know you're having trouble when you're having trouble even ending the stream. He tried to end it. He was still there. It took like, I don't know, a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get the stream to close down. That's a bad day. Bless him. But there was quite a few people in there I know that come over from Killer Carl's in the chat, and Tony had broadcast himself. So I was there for a few minutes. Nobody else was on live that I knew. And I was tired anyway, so I went to bed. Got a lot of things to get done today, so need rest for the journey. Yeah, I know, man. It don't do well if the signal is weak. You have a blessed day too, Michael. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Every day is a new journey into the unknown, the abyss. We dance on the edge of the abyss every day, right? Let me stay afloat. Let me do some more work. Ain't you glad you don't work for the leftists? You know, they want you to. Hunter gets it. All you people, all you're good for is cleaning our toilets, picking our crops, cooking our food. You just see that like an overlord type of attitude. Get back to work. You'll take the pay I give you and be glad about it. Go clean my toilets. They say this stuff and they think it sounds like I'm for the people. Listen to me. No, you're for dominating people. Slavery. We're going to dissect that interview a little bit more tonight on the MAGA report. But Pops, he couldn't help it. He took an Ambien. It's not his fault. Oh, Schedule 4 narcotic. Thanks for letting us know that, Hunter. Ooh. the Biden crime syndicate over there going, shut up, fathead. Corn Pop be looking for Hunter today. Yeah, we're about tired of your tongue. You just had to go on there and make yourself look stupid again and implicate every one of us. Way to go, Hunter. I tell you, the day that Joe crosses over, Hunter Biden's in trouble. He don't have anybody really on his side. I think Joe's it. Maybe the sister. I don't know. But Joe is the defender of Hunter. If he ever goes, and everybody does, Hunter's in a bad position. Nobody going to buy his artwork no more. They've not stopped that anyway. He can't get the 10% for the big guy. His leverage is gone. He's just a washed up piece of crap. And he's not going to be able to make money. This guy might be running the local porno shop or something. Man, seriously, the guy ain't going to be able to get a job. Who's going to hire that guy? It's tearing you down, exposed. From the day he dropped off the laptop, from the day he dropped that laptop off, everybody is like, are you idiot? Everybody on the left, like, stupid. What are you doing? We got people to take care of that. You left what with all that on there? So instead, they attack the shop owner. That's their way. If a whistleblower come forward to the left, unless it was completely to eradicate the right, that dude's toast. It's like a compliance hotline, right? Yeah, I'm calling. I think I have information that might be beneficial to the investigation of a missing cook or a drowning cook or some other people, some of their untimely deaths. And then you hear a little sound on the phone. It's like, what was that sound? A few minutes later, the door gets blasted off. They come in and take you, and nobody ever sees you again. Hunter is in trouble. He just don't know it. He's not smart enough to know it, and the guy certainly is much of an addict he is. He's absolutely bombed out of his mind. He has no clue what's fixing to happen. It's like watching someone that's fixing to get a spanking. It's like, yeah, one more time there, little boy. And then you see the parent light him up, but the left's going to light him up. They're ready to put him in the middle of the city square and set him on fire because they can't stand the guy. I mean, the guy is embarrassment to them. But Joe loves his boy. As long as Joe's around, they'll somewhat protect him. But there's no way they like that guy. Hey, have a great day out there. This is the Cornbread Man. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tonight. But for the morning show, we'll see you tomorrow back on with Rob. Looking forward to that. So take care. God bless. Have a great day. We appreciate your support of the Southern Fried Podcast